and welcome to Spotlight on Bensenville. My name is Annie Jaworska, your village trustee, and your host for this episode. Today we will be discussing a local business in Bensenville, Crossfit 1013 at 726 Foster Avenue. I am here with Norberto Alalde. He is the owner of Crossfit 1013 with his wife Liliana Alalde. Hi, Norberto.
Hello, Annie. How you doing?
Good, and thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
So I'm from, actually I'm originally from the area. I moved out to the Roselle area back when I was in 7th grade. So I went to Tioga, Chippewa, Blackhawk. I didn't get to go to Fenton. My wife's from Mexico. She couldn't be here with us today because she's actually at the gym training some classes and running our kids around. But I started out in the software industry. I was a developer for 13 or 14 years, and I started doing CrossFit maybe about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Just because I was in bad shape and I couldn't chase my kid anymore. My son was 2 or 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to start doing CrossFit and eventually started training with it. I became a trainer, but I do the gym full time now. I'm no longer a developer. So I'm a father of, we have 7 kids between my wife and myself. Yes, and we actually have 6 grandkids.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
congratulations.
So we're pretty busy as you can see. But yes, we have 3 left at home. So all our other kids are grown. So we have 3 left at home, and we're just between the gym and my wife works full time at HSBC. We have a lot going on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Well, I think it's awesome that there's a CrossFit gym in Bensenville.
Yes.
When I heard about it, I was really amazed. I think it's kind of like a hidden gem in Bensenville,
Yes.
and it's in the industrial
Yes.
park area. So I don't think
It is really hidden. Yes.
Yeah, it's very
a really
hidden.
gem.
Yeah. So why did you choose to become a Bensenville? Or a business owner in Bensenville?
So we live in Roselle. So I was we were training out there in Roselle as regular gym members. We eventually became trainers for the owner of CrossFit Roselle.
Okay.
And then after a couple of years, me and my wife ran a kids program out there. And then we trained adults as well. But after a few years, we decided, why don't we just open up our own gym?
Yeah.
Right now that CrossFit wasn't as big yet. It was still, people were starting to open up more gyms.
Right.
So I started looking around the areas, and I thought back to, well, where did I come from? Where did I start? Where did I grow up most of my time, or a lot of my time? So I thought of Bensenville, and I decided to look around the area to see if there was any around here, and nothing had been around. And I figured, with the surrounding cities like Wooddale, Addison, Elk Grove,
right.
and then Bensenville having that industrial area, I'm like, well, that's that might be a good spot. It's far enough away from CrossFit Roselle where I'm not going to affect him too much,
right?
Because he was a great mentor to us, and we're like, oh, well, let's go back to Bensenville, because she also has relatives in Bensenville that we all grew up around, around together. So she was familiar with the area too, and she still has relatives here. So she had them back then,
Right.
she still has them now. So we decided to start looking around, and we ended up finding an area, a space here. And Bensenville has changed so much throughout the years from when I was around.
Yeah.
It's gotten so much better. It's gotten, so many different improvements. I know the airport kind of has been maybe an obstacle for you guys, but you guys have been doing great with it. And so we just decided to open up shop here, and thanks to you guys for letting us, set up shop here as well.
Yeah.
It took a little bit, to convince the board members and stuff like that, just because they've never heard of this stuff before.
Right. And it's so cool too how it's kind of like your roots here too. Like you grew up here, you went to the schools, and now you have a business here, which is awesome. So can you tell me a little bit more about the meaning behind your gym?
So with CrossFit, we're affiliates. We're not franchises. So we pay an affiliation fee once a year, and we could run the gym however we want. We could use the name CrossFit, but we get to choose our name, and then it has to be approved by CrossFit Incorporated. So in trying to figure out our name, we're thinking about, we didn't just want to call it CrossFit Bensenville or wherever we were going to be at. We wanted to have some meaning behind it. So, like I said, we have 7 kids in our family.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have 6 now, but because my wife's third daughter, Jessica, passed away about 16 years ago. No, I take it back, maybe about 12 years ago or so. She passed away when she was 16.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were thinking of the name, we were thinking about it, and we're like, well, CrossFit is a tough workout. They're not
Right.
easy workouts. They're hard, as if anybody that's done them before knows. It's a mental fight every time you're working out. So my thought was, well, Jessica was always in pain. She was always fighting, struggling,
Right.
just to live the next day or to get throughout the day.
Right.
So in CrossFit, you're fighting, with yourself to try to get through that workout for that
Right.
hour. So I'm like, well, let's name it something after her. So we couldn't call it just CrossFit Jessica. We decided to go with her birthday, which is October 13th.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided with CrossFit 1013. And then my logo is an angel. It's a guy, but it's an angel guy.
Mm-hmm.
I asked my buddy to create me some kind of logo where it was an angel, because that's
Right.
what Jessica is to us.
Yeah.
And so he did create this tough looking angel, and we named we put CrossFit 1013 above it, and then
Yeah.
that's how we came up with CrossFit 1013. So we somehow, luckily, and we really didn't plan this, but going through the village and the meetings and stuff and getting the approval, we didn't get our final approval till I think it was end of August. We were able to open up September 4th of 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And so we soft opened, and we didn't want to do a grand opening yet because we still needed to figure out how we were going to have things set up in the gym.
Sure.
And we decided on a grand opening. It just happened to fall on October 13th. It
Wow.
happened to be where we were able to do it on October 13th.
Wow.
So October 13th, 2012 is our official grand opening
Yeah.
day. So now every year, we October 13th, we do we also created a workout for Jessica, and it's based on her birthday and the age she would have been back when she passed away. So we do it every October 13th. My whole gym does it. We just celebrated our 5-year anniversary, and we had other gym members, other gyms come and celebrate it with us, and they did the same workout. So
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your daughter,
Oh,
but
thank you.
what a beautiful story, and how you dedicated your gym to her, and how it's 1013 and the angel, and how it's like a strong angel represents
yes,
her, and
represents her.
and that's really awesome.
She
So-
went through worse pain than we did, but
Yeah.
it's the closest I can come to it, I guess.
Yeah, it's really a beautiful meaning.
Thank you.
So how can our viewers find out more about your gym, CrossFit 1013?
So obviously they can go online and go to www.crossfit1013.com. They can
Okay.
go to our Facebook page, CrossFit 1013. We have a Facebook page. We always have information going on there. We have a lot of it on our website. They're welcome to. We encourage people to come in and or go through our website and ask for a free trial. We have a free trial link. It's a real easy website to maneuver through, to go through, and it all directs you to getting in touch with us either by phone, email, or through the link that we have on our website.
Awesome. So it sounds very, very user-friendly to
Very user-friendly,
yeah,
yes.
to get connected with you guys.
Yes, it is very easy to get connected with us.
Awesome. Thanks, Norberto, and we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
The Water's Edge Aquatic Center is conveniently located in the Redmond Recreational Complex in Bensenville. The Water's Edge is home of Fenton High School and Wahoo swim teams, featuring an indoor 8-lane lap pool and diving well. The Aquatic Center is available for private functions and parties. Learn to swim, stay in shape, or enjoy recreational swimming year-round at the Water's Edge Aquatic Center.
The Bensenville Community Library, serving a community of readers. Whether you're old or young, a lover of words, music, or computers, the library has something for you. Check out our new Kindles, toddler jams, story and movie nights, or a variety of other activities offered. For more information, call us at 630-766-4642 or check out our schedule on the web at benlib.org. The Bensenville Community Library, celebrating 50 years of library service.
Hi, and welcome back to Spotlight on Bensenville. I'm Annie Jaworska, your village trustee, and your host for this episode. Today we are discussing a local business here in Bensenville, Crossfit 1013, at 726 Foster Avenue. I am here with Norberto Alalde, the owner of Crossfit 1013, with his wife Liliana Alalde. So Norberto, tell me a little bit more about what is involved in group training.
So our classes are group classes, and we have a trainer. We do cap out our classes to a certain number, so we don't have an overwhelming number of people for one trainer. So we'll have a trainer that will, we start the classes at the hour that are listed on our schedule.
Okay.
People will come in, the trainer will warm everybody up together. He or she will go over the movements that we're going to be doing in the workout. They'll discuss what's going to happen throughout the hour.
Okay.
They'll go over the movements, kind of evaluate people to see who's new, who's not, and kind of see who should be doing what and who shouldn't be doing what.
Okay.
But they're all group classes, so the trainer will go, as the workouts are happening, the trainer will go from person to person, kind of guiding everybody through the movements and through the workout itself.
And making sure they're doing all
They're
the
not hurting themselves and making
poses,
sure
right.
everybody's doing everything properly.
Okay.
That's why we cap out the classes. We don't like to have too many people in there, because if
Sure.
you have a class of 30 people and you have one trainer, it's going to be hard for that trainer to spot,
Sure, definitely.
bad movement or people
Yeah.
potentially hurting themselves.
Okay. And are the workouts scaled to individual fitness levels? So how does it, work when you have, say, for example, someone like me who's never done CrossFit before,
Yes.
And someone maybe at the gym who's been doing this for 10 plus years?
Yeah, so CrossFit, what we say and what I truly believe still is that CrossFit is for anybody. I mean, we have, my youngest is my son, he's 13 years old, my youngest, and he jumps into classes with me, with some of the adults. And then our oldest is 64 years old. Oh. So it can go, it's for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody does the same workout pretty much every day, except everybody is scaled accordingly. So, the workouts are set up so that there's a woman's prescribed weight, and then there's a men's prescribed weight or a prescribed way of doing the workout.
Okay.
But then there's weights and types of movements that fall in between all over the place. So it's up to the trainer to understand who he or she has in the class.
Okay.
And then kind of understand what their limitations are based on how they move and how they do whatever movement it is that we're doing that day.
Okay.
Based on their skill set, their endurance level, how many times they've been to our gym,
Sure.
what they've demonstrated in the past. And that's what I like about my trainers is that they're pretty in tune with pretty much all our members. And most members tend to go to the same classes throughout the week. throughout the weeks. So the trainers tend to see the same people over and over again. But if a trainer's going to have somebody new, I'll let them know, hey, you got such and such person coming in. You know, she or he's got bad shoulder mobility, so be careful with the overhead stuff with her or him.
Okay.
So we're in constant communication with each other, letting each other know what our members that are coming in, how they move and how their endurance is and how their skill levels are and stuff like that.
Right.
So yes, it's always scaled. So a guy could be doing 135-pound deadlift, let's say. The girl could be doing 95 pounds. But then we have an older lady, let's say she's in her 50s and she's a little overweight. She might only be doing 65 pounds or 55-pound deadlifts. So we kind of test them out before the workout and see how they move.
Okay.
And that's part of the evaluation in each class.
Oh, very nice. And I like that, because it's individualized.
Yes.
Everybody has their own kind of plan.
Yes.
That's
And
great.
we do that on the fly as the class is progressing, just because every day our workouts are different.
Sure.
So, and then, people say they're going to come in and they don't. So we can prepare for up to a certain amount, a certain extent. But if that person doesn't show up, obviously we can't do anything with them. But we also have, limitations. Somebody might have a hurt shoulder or a hurt hip or a hurt bicep or something. So, if we're doing overhead stuff, and a person has a hurt shoulder, they're not going to be able to do, and we have overhead stuff in the workout, they're not going to be able to do that, so we modify it. We try to hit the same muscle groups, just with a different movement that's not going to affect our shoulders. So
Great.
That's what we encourage our members, talk to the trainer, talk to us whenever something bothers you, and we always say, don't do something that doesn't hurt. That hurts. Don't do something that hurts. If it hurts, stop it, and we'll just do something else.
Right,
we can
right.
always get you in a good workout.
Awesome, great. And are drop-in sessions available?
So they are available, and we usually allow those for people that have done CrossFit in the past to drop in occasionally. We do have punch cards available, but we encourage people to be able to come more than once a month or once every 2 weeks, so they could start getting an understanding of what CrossFit is and the different movements involved. Because the more you come, obviously, the more you see them, and the better you're going to get at them and things like that. So,
Okay.
But we do have drop-in sessions available.
Awesome. And Roberto, can you just tell me a little bit more about the free trial? How does that work?
So we encourage anybody to come in and for a free trial. We have it on our website. They can call us as well or text me, email me, whichever way, even on our Facebook page. But the way the free trial works is that we set up a time, and we tend to do those in the evenings. And reason being is because I'll have a trainer that'll work with the person coming in for the free trial or for the first time visit, alongside the other trainer that is actually running the class. So that new person will come into a class of, let's say, 12 people. The main trainer will run the class. The person will join in the class, but he or she will have a personal trainer, I guess you could say, kind of guiding them through that entire hour, so that they're not overwhelmed. So that one trainer can explain to them the lingo, how the class is running. CrossFit can be intimidating, and this is just a way of easing people into it.
Sure.
So that's how the trial works, and then after that we teach them how to. We offer, we give them what we offer, and then show them how to come back to the next class.
Awesome. And Roberto, what differentiates you from other CrossFit gyms in the area? Besides Jessica,
yes.
What makes you guys so unique?
So that's a good question. And as your viewers might know, there's CrossFits all over the place now.
Yes.
They're popping up it's
very popular.
Like Lifetime Fitnesses were and stuff like that. So yeah, we are in competition with a lot of other gyms. I like to think that what differentiates us from the other gyms is that we've worked on building a good community within our gym. My wife and myself are a little older. We're in our 40s. I'm not afraid to say it. We've been doing this for 10 years. So we understand how CrossFit has evolved. We understand different environments of CrossFit gyms. So we've seen what has worked and what has been bad for the gyms. Like anything else that can be competitive, it can get out of control, and people can lose sight of what their main goals are at a CrossFit gym. So my wife and I, we tend to, I think we do a good job of trying to minimize that out of controlness, I guess you could say. So we try to keep everything as normal as possible and try to keep our community feeling comfortable and to wanting to come back and not being pushed away from our gym. And you know, we try to minimize the egos. We try to bring people back down to being level-headed and trying to keep them safe. You know, the crazier people get, the more competitive people get, the higher the chances are for injuries and stuff like that. So we try to prevent that. My wife does a great job of handling the women. She has her own female Facebook page for all our female members, because there's things that she can, you know, discuss with women that I can't, and she can kind of guide women through that I've never experienced, obviously, because I'm a man. And she's had 7 children, so she knows what women with children are gonna, you know, experience during these kinds of workouts. So she's she has a great support group with that, and then I deal with the men and you know, some of the women as well. But I think our community is what makes it different. You know, me and my wife aren't the best athletes in the gym. We're not the worst athletes, but we tend to emphasize being safe and being able to come back the next day without being injured. So I think that's what helps us.
And just having that the same same goal, you know, being healthy. And based on what you're telling me about CrossFit 1013, it sounds like it's got a really nice family feel to it.
Yes, and that's why I think it's another thing that differentiates us. I think is that we have that family feel. You know, we hang out with our members. We go out with them. We celebrate birthdays with them. We have them over at our houses all the time. They know my kids. They've grown up with my kids. You know, most of the ones that have been around all the time for a long time. So yes, there's a family feel to it. At least I like to think there is. So.
You know, I've heard about your gym from my boyfriend, and he said it's changed his life.
Oh, I'm glad to hear.
And I know he's at the class now.
He's there right now, yeah.
And he does it almost every day, and
he does.
And he says always wonderful things about it. So
I'm glad to hear.
You know, thank you so much for having your gym in Bensenville, and thank you so much for, you know, joining us. And be sure to tune in next time for Spotlight on Bensenville.